sound changes. My father was killed on January the 4th, 1967, doing over 300 miles an hour in a boat, with Bluebird's jet engine screaming. She took off the boat like an aeroplane and went some 100 foot in the air, and then it did a complete backward flip, and very nearly did the full 360. You know, if you see it, you feel, oh my God, if that angle had been slightly different, he almost would have come back and landed again like some acrobat. But of course he didn't, and he was killed. I was 17 at the time. I always suffered very badly going to Coniston, going on the lake. In fact, I didn't want to go on the lake. It sort of felt very spooky. It had a profound emotional effect upon me. You knew he was there, but you didn't know, had the foresight to put together a sort of coffin, and he draped a Union flag over it, and if one can say it was all rather nice, it was all rather nice in the sense of the word. Not one of those hideous black bags that you see in that finality of zipping up the zip. It was much more gentle, and I was happy just to be able to sit by the side of it and say hello again and goodbye. Music at funerals, you know, I think is part of the most poignant part. You can have people stand up and pontificate about the greatness of someone's life, and you listen to the words at the time and you think, yes, that's very nice, it's very appropriate. But I do think it's the music that leaves the impression. That's the power of music, isn't it?
Soul Music was produced in Bristol by Nicola Humphreys. If you'd like to find out more about this programme or others in the series, you can visit the Radio 4 website, where you'll also be able to download past programmes. Next week's Soul Music is country pop classic Crazy Made Famous by Patsy Cline. Late Night Exploration on BBC Radio 4.
There are those who insist that extraterrestrial visitors had a hand or tentacle thing in the...
Thorough examination of history has shown that if you trap a small group of people in a limited space for a prolonged period of time, they will end up wanting to do each other harm.
See also Helen Keene's 21st birthday party.
Helen Keene's It Is Rocket Science on Wednesday night at 11. BBC News at midday. The government has denied mishandling the part privatisation of Royal Mail after a critical report by the National Audit Office said it had failed to secure value for money for taxpayers. The shares were sold at £3.30 in October. They're now trading at more than £5.60, up 70%. The majority of the city institutions who were given priority when buying shares have sold all or part of their allocation after making a profit. The Business Minister, Michael Fallon, insisted that a loss-making public corporation had been transformed into one of the top 100 British companies.
Hypothetically, we could have got a higher price, but we would have taken a bigger risk of the public not subscribing for shares, of the whole transaction falling apart, and Royal Mail's value, and the NAO recognises that in their report today, the Royal Mail's value...
Seared into the memories of all those affected. He told the panel it was their job to investigate the disaster as a whole and to examine the deaths of each person individually, something, he said, they must never lose sight of.
The Chief Executive of the Financial Conduct Authority, Martin Wheatley, has said he won't resign over the bungled announcement of an investigation into the insurance industry. Shares in insurance companies